You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Boomer Slop. Report reveals MAGA outrage over Trump's firework display, based on an article by Kathleen Culleton. Loyalty tax at the fireworks. Spectacle, then exposure. The reporting offers a neat little collapse of the MAGA myth, a giant July 4th spectacle, then storms, extreme heat, evacuation into shelters, and a leader who was reportedly insulated in a private chamber while the crowd baked outside. Trump later posted triumphantly anyway, as if declaring victory could erase the conditions people had just lived through. Who held power? This was not an accident inflicted on Trump's followers by nobody. The institutional power sat with Trump, his operation, and the event machinery around him. They controlled the staging, the timing, the access, and the containment. The crowd had enthusiasm. They did not have agency. That matters because the story is being experienced by some as a weather mishap or a bad night. It was also a power demonstration. The base absorbs the discomfort, the leader keeps the theater. The damage was not confusion. The Daily Beast framing leans on the image of a president sleeping, while chaos swirled around him. Whether he was asleep or merely checked out is secondary. The political fact is that he was separated from the consequences of his own production while others were left in storms, dense smoke, shoving crowds, and emergency shelters. That insulation is the point. Authoritarian politics does not require competence. It requires a hierarchy in which supporters bear the friction and the leader gets the pageant. The base notices the scam. The complaints from MAGA figures matter because they puncture the usual fantasy that loyalty is rewarded with care. Emily Miller says she was locked out. Timothy Hale, a Jan. 6 rioter, called it boomer slop. The language is crude, but the recognition is accurate. The spectacle was built to placate, not serve. This is what Trumpism does to its own people. It converts devotion into a subsidy for the leader's image and calls the extraction patriotism. The misdirection is the machine. The soft lie in stories like this is that the real drama is whether Trump was nodding off or whether the fireworks were impressive enough. That is gossip dressed up as political analysis. The real story is who was exposed, who was protected, and who got to pretend the whole thing was under control. Trump's rambling speech against communists and his misquotation of the Declaration are part of the same pattern: ceremonial incompetence wrapped in grievance language, delivered to people who are expected to swallow both the performance and the insult. What this reveals: this was not just a bad fireworks show. It was a small-scale model of Trumpian rule, spectacle for the loyal, discomfort for the rank and file, insulation for the leader, and denial when the crowd starts to notice the arrangement. That is the deeper politics here. The system is not broken by incompetence alone. It is organized to make the powerless endure the consequences, while power keeps smiling for the cameras. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article. With the automated voice of Lesak, thanks for listening.